that I think it would be similar to what we said before, which is the body part would have to be somehow attached or next to for it to mend. That's what we covered for the ring, and I think it would be the same for the vampire. Must I be the logical one?
I really want to know. I really want to know, like, if Damon just went ahead and like stuck his hand through Klaus's body and ripped out his heart, like, would he die?
Yeah.
I really like. Why haven't they thought of this yet?
Because they wouldn't get that far.
Is his ribcage impenetrable and you can't do it?
No, but I mean, like, he has, I don't want to say he has faster reflexes, but he kind of does, and he's stronger. And you think he's not going to see Damon coming on to him? Damon can't just be like, hey, buddy, I'm going to tie you up, and I'm going to stick my hand in your chest.
Well, he could have done it. He could have done it when Klaus was crying. That's the thing. Like, when Klaus was crying about talking to his dad, Damon could have caught an arm and, like, okay, arm in the back. Let me rip out your heart.
And this is why it's a show.
Well, see, here's what, like, I really don't get. Because Damon has pulled people's heart out. He's done all that crap. Yet he couldn't stab Klaus with a freaking dagger. Bothers me to no end. Anyway. Jen, this
Who
is
got
our favorite.
out this time, huh?
Jen, this is our favorite question.
Okay.
Anonymous asks, Jenna as a vampire. Yes, I know this might be a touchy, over-talked about topic, but I'm honestly curious about how Jalaric's storyline, not to mention the rest of the characters, would have been impacted had she lived as a vampire. On the other hand, I feel like there's been a lot of transformations from human to supernatural on the show, and that her storyline might have been much the same as theirs. What do you think? Sobs my eternal cries over Jenna.
You're not allowed to ask questions about Jenna, ever.
No, I want to answer. I like this question.
I know, but I'm taking a moment of silence to sob over Jenna. Go ahead, Charlotte.
Like quiet sobs?
Quiet sobs.
That sounded like laughter to me.
I hate all of you.
I think this is an awesome question, so points to the anonymous individual. Show yourself. But I think that if she would have lived as a vampire, I think she would have been sane, because Jenna, I don't see her flying off the handle like Vicky, and it would probably be more like a Caroline situation. Her and Caroline would possibly, I don't know, maybe be buddies. Maybe that's a stretch, but I think she would be able to, and she'd know what was happening to her. So then Stefan would be able to also explain it to her, or Damon, or whoever, and she wouldn't go off on a tangent, you know what I'm saying? Like, Caroline went off on a tangent before she learned to control herself because she didn't know what was happening. But so it would be even twice as good for Jenna because she'd know what was happening, you know what I mean? And then also it would give Elena that perspective about someone, like Caroline was turned, but it's kind of different because Jenna was more like her quote-unquote parental unit and more of a role model, I guess you would say. So I think it would be interesting for them to have conversations about that. And maybe she would be less reluctant to not turn. Maybe she would lean more towards the idea of turning into a vampire because she'd have Caroline, she'd have Jenna, and Damon and Stefan. So I think that would have been really cool, actually.
I think that it's just a story arc they could have explored, but they didn't. Because there's a lot that they could have done with the story of Jenna. But
imagine Jalaric babies fighting crime.
Oh my god, I know. Like the one I drew!
Yes.
Oh yeah, I forgot to mention Jalaric. That would have been sad for Alaric, period.
Yeah, because he being in love with what he kills. I mean, he's best friends with what he kills already. So, I don't know what he would have done. I don't know, I just think that Jenna, like what Charlotte said, I agree with Charlotte 100% with what she said about Caroline and stuff like that and how it would be similar. I think that Jenna would be very, like, because you remember Caroline was really neurotic? I think Jenna would be the same, but in a different way, because Jenna was neurotic in a, like, I have to be a good parent kind of way, you know? Mm-hmm. And I think her worries would get more than anything. Like, she'd worry more than anything else.
Yeah.
So,
I think Jenna would have been a ripper, like Stefan, only because of her addiction to caffeine.
Yeah.
So she probably would have been addicted to blood.
Yep. Well, I that's why I'm curious, like, what Stefan was like in his human life, because he must have had some form of addiction to get this addiction now.
Well, they're saying it's because
he never learned to control it.
Yeah, he was empathetic, so he was always, like, so aware of what he was doing that he never learned to control it, so now he's a ripper.
That's like some Jasper crap right there from Twilight.
I know.
Shar reveals that she has read the Twilight books and seen the movies.
Me gusta. Anyway. Silver. Anna, do you have an opinion?
No.
Okay.
Just
Silver.
pouting.
No! I hate Jenna.
I'm not emotionally attached to Jalaric, so I just don't. Jenna's a vampire. Yeah.
Silver-eyed asks, have you ever read the Vampire Diaries books, and what do you think of them compared to the TVD series? Oh my god. I like the TV series better because it goes way too supernatural in the books. So yeah, that's my opinion because I already gave my very long rant about it in like the first chat, so I'm staying quiet.
Anna and Jen haven't read them, right?
Right. Well, I haven't. I don't think Jen has either.
I know a little bit about him.
Yeah, same.
I read them, like, I think I've said this a million times, but Cliff Notes version, again.
Yeah.
I read them, like, 4 years ago, and I don't remember much about them, but I remember a few things here and there, pieces in my mind, but I definitely think that the show is better than the books, and I almost didn't watch the show because I thought it would be crap compared to the books, but it actually ended up being the other way around, and I think that the what Jay said, it got just way too supernatural, and some of it I was just like, what? I stopped after book 3 because I was like, what is happening to Elena? This is bizarre. I'm confused. Okie dokie then.
I like the Elena excerpts in the books.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I read a few that
I've-
are.
Those are awesome.
I never
Yeah,
got to those.
See, I
I don't-
really like those. And I have another reason why I don't like the books. So
You have another silence reason.
no. Purdy.
Just- Anna, you should bleep it out because at least then
I'm
there's
not
a
bleeping
sound.
anything. I can remove it cleanly.
No.
And it'll sound like she says, I have another reason.
Because vampires can't do it in the books, and that saddens me for some reason.
For
Because
some reason.
what is the world like if Demon can't rock girls' worlds? It's not. the
That's a good
OMG.
point. Or
Anyway.
Jeremy, who doesn't even exist. Yeah, see, Jeremy doesn't even exist in the books. There.
Yeah, Jeremy
He's
is
a
like
little
a
girl.
a 4-year-old girl.
Right
That
off the
too,
bat,
and also
not
Jenna wasn't
happening.
in the books either. She lived with some very like random aunt or something. I don't want to say
Yeah.
random because it was there first, but like, and she wasn't very nice or something, right?
Something like that.
Yeah.
Glad they
And-
didn't incorporate that.
Damon climbed in trees like a creeper. I do remember that.
But
But like, and the crow actually had meaning. It was like an animal aspect of sorts, and he had this kind of like it was more supernatural, like Jay said, like with the power where you can
The
feel the rush of-
Sinichi. They had like the Sinichi and crap.
soon.
Not a fan. Anyway, Silver
At
Eyes.
the time, I thought it was cool.
Yeah, at times, just not. I don't know. Like I can get into like vampires and werewolves and stuff, but when you start like pushing that limit, like you're losing me a little bit. But there's people that like that, so it might be for them.
Well, that's why it was successful.
Yeah. So there you go. I mean, the only thing that kept me reading was I was like, whoa, like these moments in the book are like really really good.
And what I
Yeah.
remember the most was Catherine. So when I went into the show, I went into it thinking, I want to see the thing having to do with the lapis lazuli, and I want to see Catherine because I remember that the most. I was
Yeah.
like, oh, okay.
Stefan's more likable to me in the show than the books. He was too like lovey-dovey. Like I like
Yes.
I like the little lovely love just irked me to no end.
Kind
So
of for me too.
Yeah, so like in the show, like I can see it. Like that's why I was a Selena fan in the beginning. So yeah.
And
Yeah.
and Elena was completely opposite. In the books, she was
Oh.
like rude, and I didn't
Big time.
really. In hindsight, I don't like her character because, like, the thing is that I read these books around the time when I had. This was like one of the first series that I ever. Series is that's a word because I say it is. Like 4 years ago, it was one of the first paranormal series I ever read, and that I had never really gotten into anything else. So this was kind of all I had known at the time, and then I read more. And in hindsight, I don't like them as much. I never reread them.
Yeah.
Let's just say that if Charlotte doesn't reread a series, she doesn't like it.
That's actually kind of legit, actually, the way you put that.
It's true.
Okay, so same person asked if you could cross another series, book, TV, or a movie over with the Vampire Diaries, what would it be?
Oh my
Supernatural.
gosh.
Supernatural. I never
I've
watched
seen
it.
Supernatural and I would do it.
Yeah, I haven't seen it either.
I don't know if I would. I don't know.
If you guys can see my face right now, I currently have like this huge list of books just running through my mind like computer binary code. Oh my gosh. I don't know. I'm just thinking. Mm.
I don't know. Harry Potter would work with my theory. So, I'll cross Harry Potter.
Man, it would be so cool though. I'm
Oh
thinking.
my god. That
Okay,
reminds me. I read this fic where it was like vampires and like witches and stuff, and like the witches like the vampires were like guardians to the witches. Oh, I totally have a fic. I'm gonna write a story. Holy crap. Okay, go ahead.
I don't know. Hold on. Let me see my bookshelf. I think I wouldn't really go with because I love Harry Potter to death, but I don't think it would work well as a element together. Um, let me,
Just you
maybe
wait, Char.
hold on. Just hold on. Maybe Mortal
Just
Instruments because I think it'd be cool to see like the vampires and how the shadow hunters would react to that because would they consider them something that needed to be killed? Probably not because it's a different type of vampire from the books, but not by far. And like Raphael, the vampire in those books would be like, I want a ring type of thing. And Simon would be like, suckers, I can walk in the sun without a ring. Woo!
Oh, Simon.
And I think if they did, let's say if they did the Hush Hush series, I think it would be cool to have angels interacting with the vampires, and there would be two different types of like mythology going there, which could be very interesting. Um, if they did werewolves, that would be Nightshade series by Andrea Creamer, which is like completely different aspect also. And man, vampires going against them, that would be cool.
Our
And
hometown guru on books is Charlotte. I don't know if you met her, but she is.
there was one more. Oh yeah. Okay, I'll be quiet in a second. I promise. Strange Angels by Lily St. Croix, which sounds like it's about angels, but it's not. And I know a lot of people haven't read it. If you haven't read it, look it up. It's amazing. But the main character, her name is Drew in those books, would be like she's human, but she would be well, kind of is not really. But she would be such a beast in the show. Oh my gosh, that would be awesome. I'm just thinking of that, and because she, yeah. Oh, that would be cool. Okay. You
I
guys
think
can
it'd also be cool to do Secret Circle just because Kevin Williamson does it, but I've never watched Secret Circle and it seems overly dark, so I don't know.
I don't know. The only show I watched was Vampire Diaries, so that's why I went the book route. Plus, I'm obsessed. So
Anna, do you have
Yeah,
an opinion?
Yeah, the only one I would say would be Buffy, but I would rather talk Buffy. There's a question later.
oh crap, you guys! It says movie also. What about Inception? I'm sorry. Okay, next question.
I do Van Helsing if it was movies.
Imagine if
Harpies?
like
Oh my god.
Indiana Jones. I'm just kidding. I don't know where I'm going with this.
Anyway,
my god.
Jay,
What?
what's your opinion?
I gave mine.
Well, besides Harry Potter.
Why
How would
does
that
she
work,
have to
though?
pick a besides?
Justify.
Wait. I'm gonna write it. Just you wait. When I finish this delayed effect that I'm working on now, that is my next one.
It's gonna be Harry Potter world crossover, kind of. Is that
Yeah,
what we
but
do?
it's not gonna be Harry Potter characters. It's gonna be like the basis of
Wizards.
Harry Potter worked into TVD.
Cool.
Oh gosh,
Just-
that's like
Watch.
drooling.
Watch.
I'm literally drooling.
Coming to a fan fiction near you. Okay.
But like, think
Everyone-
about Inception. If they could do like alter each other's dreams and stuff. Like if they got into Klaus's head, and then they could see like each other's history, and oh my gosh, dude.
Well, they can go into each other's heads. Like Catherine went